I'm gonna skip that, skip that, skip that. Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to my channel. It is Sunday. Let's talk new makeup. Before I dive into what's new this week, I do want to mention what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and it is the new Black Moxie Potion palette. So I did receive this in PR and I'm so excited about it. It is like the perfect fall palette, so I definitely know I'll be pulling this out a lot more in the fall as the school year starts, but check out the glow of that green. I used a bunch of the greens. The black matte is just a beautiful, super blendable black, which is really hard to find. This red as well is just, I just posted in my stories a little swatch of it and it is super pigmented. I haven't dipped into it yet, but this is a beautiful palette. There's a couple of duochromes in here, like from this angle they look kind of pinky red, but then they also have like a greenish shift and a brown shift. This is just a beautiful palette and I'm really excited to have it. If this is something you're interested in, they are opening up a pre-order again on July 16th, which is just coming up this week, so keep an eye out. I am still waiting on a few singles from their latest Summer Days collection. Keep an eye out on my Instagram for those. I absolutely love Black Moxie's singles as well, but here's my, this is actually the second look I've done with this palette. I did like a more neutral look the other day. I'll post that up here as well, but so far I'm really loving this palette. Alright, so before we get started, I'm going to scooch over a little bit, leave some room up here to post pictures of the things I'm talking about today, and I'll be right back. I skipped last week. I was out of town for the 4th of July weekend, so I feel like I have a decent amount to talk about. I'm going to try to edit it down quite a bit because I don't want like 2 weeks worth of stuff in a super long video. So we'll see what I actually decide to talk about, but let's go ahead and kick it off with the Colourpop release of the week. So Colourpop is releasing the Cherry Crush collection. So based on the packaging, you know, cherry, you think bright red. There's not a single bright red in this palette. Like, it's very pink leaning. There's like a really deep burgundy shade. I don't know. I don't really do a lot of pinks or reds anyway, so it's an easy pass from me. They also have a mirror, some red liners, and even some hair clips. And some lip and cheek products. So I think the cheek dews look cute. The lip glosses look kind of fun, but the palette is just kind of a dud for me. Alright, speaking of duds, Urban Decay. So they're releasing the Naked 3 mini palette. So it's $29. 6 shades. So I did have the Naked 3 back in the day, which was like a more kind of cooler toned Naked palette. And I loved it, but I only used like the 2 shimmer shades because at that point, all I did for eyeshadow was like dip my brush into the shimmer and put it on the lid and go. I never touched mattes. I never touched darker colors. So I kind of used up the 2 shades that I liked and then that was that. But yeah, I mean, I guess this could be really nice for like a bridal palette. The tones seem like they would be good for that, but yeah, this is a pass. Alright, Physicians Formula is releasing some new butter bronzers. So I had a butter bronzer, I had the lighter one. It was still a little too deep for me and the scent just was a lot. Very scented. But it looks like they're releasing 4 new shades, so I really like the formula and just how soft it is. I just hadn't found a color that worked for me. So it looks like there's 4 new ones. They're only like $9 a piece, which is super affordable, and I know a lot of people really like it, so there you go. All right, ZZC Cosmetics. They have really cool collections with really out there packaging, but they have some eyeshadow quads. They're $16 a piece or $40 for the set of 3. 2 of them look basically the same. And then there's one with like a brighter orange in it. They look really basic, but $16, that's not that bad. Packaging is really cute and fun. Not a brand I've tried. I've been intrigued by a few of their products just based on packaging. So a brand I'll definitely continue to keep my eye on. But this release is not for me. Sugar Drizzle Polish is releasing a second eyeshadow palette. So this is a sequel to their first one, which was like an all multi-chrome palette. So I think this one is literally just called the sequel, and that looks really pretty. Some really pretty shimmers. Looks like it's releasing on Saturday the 17th. So it looks really fun if you're looking for a full palette of like shimmery duochrome shades. Right, Charlotte Tilbury has a sneak peek. It looks like maybe a holiday collection, but I see a couple eyeshadow quads. The packaging is beautiful. It's like a marbly, almost like opal with stars on it. And I've heard really good things about her eyeshadow. I haven't tried any. It's a little out of my price range, especially for quads. I think they're like $53 for a quad. I do have a bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury that in the light shade, it's like my perfect winter shade bronzer, and her Hollywood Flawless filter are amazing. I haven't tried her eyeshadows yet, but the packaging for this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm excited to see like what else comes out as part of this collection. All right, Wet n Wild has a new collection. This is the Wild Crush collection. So it looks like there's 4 separate product lines within this collection. So you have like a yellow, a reddish, a neutral, and a purple. So you have Be Mine Honey, My Cherry Amour, In Love with Cocoa, and Passion Session. So it looks like every product is under $10, so super affordable. I haven't really tried much from Wet n Wild in years, so I can't really speak to quality, but the palettes kind of remind me of Colourpop's monochromatic 9 pans. So there you go. All right, Scott Barnes is releasing some blush singles. So quite the variety of shades. They are all very light, but there's like a really poppy pink in there and a yellow. Yeah, not for me. All right, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics has a new summer collection. So it looks like lip oil, a putty highlighter, a cream bronzer, and a liquid highlighter. So it's available now. The lip oils look kind of pretty. The other things are just not things I'm looking for. All right, Hipdot is doing another collab with My Chemical Romance. So I think the last palette was very like grays and reds, whereas this one's a much more like rainbow palette. So it looks like all mattes, but then there's like a pretty blue shimmer and a silver shimmer, liners, lip products. I've never tried Hipdot, and this won't be it for me. All right, Maniac Cosmetics is releasing a palette. So it's a 6-pan palette, $15. This looks very much like a fall palette. So it seems a little early for me to see things like this. It's kind of how I feel about the Black Moxie palette too. Like it feels like a beautiful release for fall. And this actually has some similar shades with the neutrals and greens and red and black. Yeah, it's cute. I just don't need it though. All right, shop Yvette Beauty. I feel like I talk about them pretty often on here. But they have the Yvette Beauty palette. So it's 16 pressed glitters. So if you're a glittery person, I don't do a lot of glitters. I like the variety in there. Like if this was a palette of shimmers, I would definitely consider getting it. I just don't do a lot of glitter. I really like the variety of colors in here if you are a glitter lover. All right, this will be, I think this is the 3rd cherry themed thing I'm talking about today, but Lime Crime has a wet cherry line. So I see 2 5-pan palettes and they're $28 a piece. So there's one that's all like pinky mattes and then one that's all metallics. They look fine. I enjoy Lime Crime's quality, but I don't need to pay $28 for a 5-pan palette. All right, Moira is releasing some single shadows. So they have the Lucent Cream shadows. There are 6 shadows. They're really reflective and shimmery. They look pretty. I have a lot of singles right now and I'm still waiting on some, so not for me, but if you're looking for singles, Moira's a great brand. I've really enjoyed all of the products I've tried from them, and these look really bright and fun, especially that green. All right, Simply Posh Cosmetics. That's not a brand I've heard of, but they are releasing a 12-pan Northern Lights eyeshadow palette. So they are all duochrome shades, and these look really pretty. I really like the blue tones in there. I like the greens and the purples. I don't see a lot of information. It says it's available now, but this looks really pretty. All right, this next release I'm actually really excited about. It's from Juvia's Place. They're releasing 4 quads. So these are called the Rebel Quads. They're $10 a piece, and I really want the top 2. Those 2 green ones. I think they would pair together beautifully. Clearly I love green shadows, and I probably have plenty of green. But like the 2 shades on the right of that minty one, those just look really unique. So I don't know. We'll see. They look beautiful though. I really like Juvia's Place quality. The price is right. I probably won't end up picking them up. I'm trying to just be a little more thoughtful with my spending right now. I'm a teacher and it is summertime, but they're cute. All right, Unique Beauty has their new collection available on Monday, so tomorrow. And this is the Fashion Africa collection. So there's 3 6-pan palettes. I've been intrigued by a lot of their 6-pan palettes. Like their spring cleaning collection, those were beautiful. With these ones, the one with the yellow and the blue is really beautiful, and that bottom kind of mauvey purple one, I probably won't pick them up at this time, but it's definitely a brand that I've had my eye on and I've been following their releases, and I have a feeling at some time I will pick something up because I really enjoy their aesthetic and colors that they choose. So these are really pretty. Right, Face Glaze Beauty has some multi-chrome shadow pots. They are $10 a piece or $90 for the bundle. They are available now for pre-order. These look really pretty. I don't do a lot of the liquidy shadows. I don't know if these cream ones would kind of behave similarly to that or differently, but you know, they look really pretty, and $10 for a multi-chrome really isn't bad. Right, Clarity Cosmetics, they've released quite a bit lately. I was kind of intrigued by their like Cobra palette, very green and blue. They have the Carnival palette coming out. So it's a 12 shade palette, looks like some pretty mattes, some fun shimmers. Nothing I need right now, but it's really pretty. So another release from Chaotic Cosmetics. So they have a new palette, a new blush palette called the Bangin' Blush Palette. This looks really good. I like the range of colors. You have a really rich like orangey red, some really soft pink peachy neutral shades, and then some really unique bright pinks. $25 for 6 blushes is really good. Yeah, this looks really fun. It's available now. I'm kind of curious to see what some of those shades would look like on really pale skin. Yeah, but that's cute. All right, and BH has released their next gemstone collection palette for July. It's the Ruby palette. Now I've had the same feelings without fail every month as they release these palettes. I will say again, I was so excited at the beginning of the year hearing that this is what they were doing. Affordable $9 palettes with 7 shades. Super affordable. BH in general has really good quality, and I love the idea of theming each month after a birth month, but I feel like every month they've just missed the mark. And for me, they did again with this one. This looks so boring. There's one bright ruby red, which is a shimmer, so I think it's missing like a matte bright red. Yeah, you have a couple neutrals, you have a yellow, and then a hot pink, and then the one shimmery bright red. I think this needed a bright red matte. I think a black matte would have been a good addition. I think like a white to red shifting iridescent shade would have been really cool. But yeah, once again, easy pass for me from BH. So that's all I have to talk about this week. Hopefully I didn't make it too long, being that I had 2 weeks worth to squeeze in. Let me know below if you've picked any of these things up or if you're planning to. I would love to hear. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.